and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Verse 3, Reuben, thou art my firstborn.
So he the firstborn. So guess what? He gets half the inheritance of the father, short of Deuteronomy, the law. Even though his mother was hated by his father, he didn't like her. Okay, he liked this basically his auntie more. See that? And here goes Satan, bro. Golly. You gotta put him, we gotta put him behind. Right there. Okay.
Back in Genesis 49:3, it says, Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity.
The excellency, the remainder of dignity, the superiority of dignity, which the dignity is being elevated, exalted. Okay? Go ahead.
And the excellency of power.
The excellency of power. So that firstborn, your firstborn son, you got to remember who Jacob was. The 32nd chapter, Jacob wrestled with who? An angel. And the Lord gave him hell of a strength. So the angel was like, you got to let me go. Jacob was like, no, baby, no. Till you bless me. So the Lord gave Jacob hell of a strength, man. Hell of a strength. So your firstborn gonna have that same type of strength. He gonna know everything you know. Your firstborn, you gonna teach him. That's my first son. You see what I'm saying? You gotta teach him everything you know. See? So, we're gonna go on. Verse 4. So Reuben at firstborn. Go ahead and read verse 4.
Verse 4, it reads, and the excellency of power. Verse 4, unstable as water.
See, he say he unstable, he reckless. He was reckless. Reuben was, you know. It wasn't no brighter on Reuben. Okay? Unstable as water. See what I mean? You let water go in it. When water moves, you can't stop it. It's gonna continue to keep what? Going wherever it can go. Unless you bridle it and put a barrier around it, but as long as you let water flow, it's gonna continue to flow. So Reuben was kind of a reckless son, okay? As today, the kids be saying now, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. That was Reuben. He didn't give a fuck. We're gonna show you why you can tell he really didn't give a shit. It's gonna tell you. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not excel.
He said you're not gonna excel. You're not gonna get exalted. You're not gonna raise up. Okay, that was the prophecy he was telling. Go ahead.
Done. It says, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then defoulest thou it.
So you profane your father's bed. You defiled his bed. What does that mean? Let's get Genesis 35:22. We're gonna find out what it means when he say y'all you defiled your father's bed. That's the reason why you're not gonna excel. Okay? Genesis 35:22.
This is Genesis 35:22. And it came to pass when Israel dealt in the land that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father, concubine, and Israel heard it. Now the sons of Jacob were...
Read that again. Read that again. That's all I need to hear. Read that again.
This is Genesis 35:22. And it should come to pass when Israel dealt in the land that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father, and concubine, and Israel heard it.
See, Israel heard it. So he heard it popped up, girl. Put that screen on him, man. He mighty screen.
book of Deuteronomy.
So that's why he told him he wasn't gonna excel, because you didn't did the worst thing. You didn't lay with another man's wife.
Right. Committed adultery.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This book of Deuteronomy chapter 27 and verse 20. It reads, "Cursed be he that lies with his father's wife."
Ooh.
Man, straight to the point, man. That's straight to the point.
You said what?
This book of Deuteronomy 27 and 20 reads, "Cursed be he that lieth with his father's wife."
Cursed be he that lied with his father's wife. So Reuben was out of control.
And another law in Leviticus, it said, "Thou shalt not uncover thy father's wife."
Yep. Matter of fact, get Leviticus 20 and 10. 20 and 10. Okay? So we say he committed adultery. We're going to get that law right quick. Deuteronomy 27 and 20 says you should not lie with your father's wife. That's just straight up.
This book of Leviticus chapter 20 verse 10. It reads, "And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife."
See, that's when you commit adultery if you got another man's wife. Just because you sleep with 3 or 4 women, that's not adultery.
Right.
If they ain't got a man, then you good. Okay? If somebody had you 5 virgins, them your wives, and you lie with all 5 of them, and no man is supposed to lie with them after you. Okay? So we in a society where what the Lord said, Yahushua said, this is adulterous and sinful generation. Because every woman we basically laying with, she done had a man somewhere.
She already been
See?
survived.
So the men that's preaching the truth, a lot of us, we make ourselves eunuchs for the sake of the gospel, man. Some of us not gonna mess with women, period. And sometimes you burn, the Lord to throw you a bone, but then you just don't never know when that person lying. They might say, well, I don't have a man. But then they'll turn around and give you some, knowing they got a man somewhere around the corner if he didn't lie to you. So this is all a catch-22, man. In this society, it's all wicked, man. Okay? Where were we?
Back in Genesis. The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 4, and it reads, "Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then devourest thou it."
So you went up in there, you slept with your dad's wife, you fouled it. That's why you're not gonna prosper. It says 1 Chronicles 5 and 1. Now the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, for he was the firstborn, but for as much as he defiled his father's bed, his birthright was given unto the sons of Joseph, the son of Israel, and the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the birthright. So his birthright that he would have got, it was given away. Okay? It's given away to Joseph. But guess what? Eventually it trickled down. It eventually trickled down to Judah. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, he went up to my couch.
He went up to the couch, man. So he went to his father's bed. Now, I got now who are they? You got Reuben. Give me Reuben is part of the 10 tribes. Because the southern kingdom is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. They the southern kingdom. Okay? That's the kingdom you see where you read about with the time of Yahushua, the Roman Empire, and the Greek Empire. Okay? Those were the southern kingdoms. Now you got the northern kingdom, which they were in the Syria at the time of 724 BC. Okay? And they left out of there. Okay, they were taken captives among the Assyrians and led away. Okay, then let's get Apocrypha, 2nd Ezra 13. Start at 40. Okay.
This book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, and verse 40. And it reads, "Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners."
They were carried away prisoners. Go ahead.
Out of their own land, in the time of Hosea.
So they were carried away from Samaria during the time of Hosea the king. During that time of Assyrian Empire, which was 724 BC. Okay. They were carried away. Go ahead.
The king who
Salmanazar.
the king of Assyria, led away the captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came into another land.
So they was in that land of that Assyria ruled. Okay, he carried them over the waters to the land of Assyria. Okay. Let me see if I got a short. Eat count. Okay. They carried them from their own land, which was what? Here in Israel. They carried them over into this land, over the water here. They were in this land here. This land here was the land of Assyria. Right? Because it said he carried them over the water. They didn't go this way. They went this way. Carried them over the water, and they were in this land right here, the region where Iran and Afghanistan is. This is where the 12 tribes, the 10 tribes were. Go ahead.
He reads verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth in the further country where never mankind dwelt.
So they wanted to go somewhere where no mankind had dwelt. Go ahead.
Verse 42. He reads that they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land.
Go ahead.
Verse 43. And they entered the Euphrates.
Now they left through here. They entered it to the Euphrates, right? Go ahead.
It says, by the narrow passage of the river. Verse 44. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. Verse 45. For through the country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a year and a half.
So it took them a year and a half to travel from that land over there to what's over here, which was called go ahead, read it.
It reads, verse 43, and they entered to the Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. Verse 44, for the Most High then shewed signs for them and held still the flood till they would pass over.
Because a lot of waters in the Atlantic are rough as hell. So the Lord held back that rough water for them. Go ahead.
Verse 45, for through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. Then dwelt they were until a year and a half. It reads, in the same region is called
Arshir, which is the unknown land, which is what America. That was an unknown land at the time. But when you go back into the book of Kings, Solomon used to send the Canaanites over here during the rule of Solomon. He used to send them over here to get peacocks, wood, because when they were building the temple over on that side, remember when Solomon was building the temple for the Lord, they came over here and got wood and precious stuff from over on this side. It took them a year and a half to do that, right? And they went back. So they had been here, but they didn't dwell here. They would come here to the shores and get certain things to take back, okay? But they left, right? They had to know throughout history. They knew. That's why they said we're going to go to the land where no man dwelt. So the 10 tribes came to America in 724, basically BC. That's how they got over here. Okay? Our brothers, they came here in that particular time. So Reuben was part of that. Now who was Reuben? Now we know them to be who you call the so-called Seminole Indians. Okay? We know that. Okay? Now, were they dark skinned? Yes. Until you had what you call the conquistadors came over, the white Spaniards in the time of 1400s, they came over exploring, because when you look at Columbus, he knew that you had the tribes over here, because it tell you that movie, he said he knew by the book of Ezra, and that dude said Ezra was a Jew. So they knew, okay? They came over here, they conquered. When the Spanish conquered, guess what they gonna do? They gonna sleep with your women. That's why you got them light complected Spanish people. Then they took a lot of them back slaves to Spain. Because you got a lot of people that grew up in Spain are actually Gadites and Reubenites. Okay? Esau mixed in his seed with the Ephraim tribe. That's why you got you'll have Ephraim that look like this. Okay? You see that picture of Ephraim them down there? Look at the bottom. Them black. They real dark. Then you got the ones at the top, the light skinned ones. That's the product of the conquistadors mixing in with what you see with the originals down there. Those are Ephraimites, those dark people right there. You see? That's how we look. Yeah, we was dark tribes, but you got the at the bottom. You got right now. You see, they did that with all the tribes. Esau mixed in. So yeah, if he mixed in, you gonna have that light complected. Okay? But guess what? When you have that boy, it's still gonna be an Israelite. So that's why you gonna have white looking people right now that are Israelites. Okay? They are the Seminole Indians, man. Okay? The Seminole Indians were the warriors. They the only tribe that basically didn't bow down to Esau them and make no covenant with them. You had to kill them. They were warriors because they had the excellent strength of their father.
Yep.
Reuben.
They did not care.
But you had that curse on you because what you did? You committed adultery way back in the day and followed your children. Okay. I'm gonna read something. This is the Seminoles. Trying to find if I can read something. Because the Seminoles they were at war with America. Seminoles. I'm trying to. I'll just show you the book. Between page, you can read it. You get that at between 87, page 87 and 95. It speaks of the Seminole Indians. Okay, Black Indians. All right. You get that book. Read. It tell you can read it from like 80 to 90. Those were the Seminole Indians. Okay. And when you had the U.S. Cavalry with Andrew Jackson, it was a big fight. Okay, that's where you get the Trail of Tears, man. They didn't want to sell out to Esau now. Okay, they were warrior tribes, the Seminoles. All right, constant battle with the cavalry. Bull Run. They was fighting against them. Okay, this is who we know to be the Seminole Indians. They live in the Everglades of Florida right now. And they have descendants because ain't no end to the people. So you have Seminole blood running through a lot of people now. Okay? They warriors. All right? Why you think the Florida State named their team the Seminoles? They ain't got a dude come out on a horse dressed like an Indian. Where do you get that from? Okay? They are the Seminole Indians. All right. Let me type in on my phone, Seminole, see what come up. Let's see what come up. We're gonna type in Seminole. All right. What Seminole means, he is a son, right? Is that what it means? That's what it means. Make sure we got it right. Your bow one, C is the son.